Okay, let's look at question 11 to question 15 in homework 4. This one, use table producer surplus if the price of a ticket to see the Nutty Nutcrackers is $75 and there is no other market for tickets. The total producer surplus for the 5 students is. Now here, these students, okay, they received their tickets as a part of their student activity fees. So basically they got the tickets for free. And then they would like to go their own tickets if they don't want to see the show, right, for a price. And again, $75 is here. Mark it, $75, right? For F and G, Francisco and Grace, these two students, their willingness to sell, they want to ask for $90 for their ticket, but obviously the market doesn't give them that. Same thing for Grace. Grace want to ask for $100. She certainly valued the show that much. She can use the ticket to go to see the show, right? So, given this market price is $75, what we have, we will need a larger space. You know, student at Ohio State, they kind of receive discounted student package for their football season, so there's a market for that, for those tickets from the students as well. Um, okay, so for the first guy, C, Caitlin, right? What we have? We have 75, 75 minus $1 willingness to sell. She really doesn't care, right? For student D, Dudley, Dudley wants to sell at would like to sell at 25. So you know the producer surplus is the difference between 75 and 25. Let me put C here, D here, and E even. Again, even can receive 75 from the market, and even only ask for $60 to sell his ticket. So that is right 74. That's for the student C, and then this is 50, and for student E, this is 15. Right? Sum them up, you will get the answer. Now let's look at question 12. Look at a figure gain in producer surplus. Which areas represent producer surplus when the price is equal to P2? Well, P2 is the nice market equilibrium price actually. Okay. Okay. Here we go. That is P2. Give us the market equilibrium price. And the question is, what's the producer surplus? Which area? And obviously, here is it. This triangle, the area below the market price P2, and above this supply curve. Supply curve is the producer's willingness to sell. If you want to think about different prices, right, at P1, the producer surplus would be what? The buyer only buy up to this quantity, right, this line, and producer surplus will be BDF. At P3, producer surplus will be F, right? So if the price rise from P3 to P2, you got F plus D and E. Anyway, it's fairly easy. So let's look at question 13. Question 13. Peanut butter and jelly are complements in consumption. Okay, now we know we need to think across different products. Assuming that the supply curve of peanut butter is upward sloping and there is a decrease in the price of jelly. So what do we think about? We want to have a larger area, so we talk about the price of jelly falls or say drops, right? So I consume quantity demanded for jelly rises. I consume more jelly, and for complements I also need more peanut butter. Okay, rises. That's the idea. Okay, then if the demand for peanut butter increases, the producer surplus in the peanut butter market will do what? Okay, it's fairly clear, should be, but let's look at a picture. So what do we have? We have a supply curve for peanut butter. This supply, this one is for peanut butter. Okay, for peanut butter, and it's upward sloping, and there's a decrease in the price of jelly. We know price of jelly drops, and we want to eat more jelly, and to accompany that jelly we want to have more peanut butter, so the demand for peanut butter increases, and then we have a new equilibrium that gives us basically a higher equilibrium quantity, right? Higher equilibrium quantity and higher equilibrium price. Maybe I move it out more. Okay, now let's see. What about the producer surplus? The producer surplus now area looks like this. I can get this one larger slightly, and I can send it to the back. Send to the back. Now you can see, right? Obviously this one is larger than the green one, and that's our answer, right? So this is a fun question. Okay, question 14. Look at the figure, the market for sandwiches. At the competitive price of $5, 10 sandwiches sold. 10 are sold. So at $5, this price, and 10 sandwiches are sold. Use a arrow. Anyway, okay, 10 sandwiches are sold. Or actually, this one gives us a better idea. We're talking about this 10, right? So at this competitive price, consumer surplus equals what? Right? And the producer surplus equals what? And we can have more space. So let's look at consumer surplus. Consumer surplus, right? Again, it's the height times the base. The base is 10, right? 10 times the height. Height is what? 15 minus 5, right? And then divided by 2. This whole thing divided by 2, because it's an area of triangle, and 10 is my base, the height is 15 minus 5. That's consumer surplus. Then the question also asks about producer surplus. Producer surplus. Let's look at what's the base. The base is still 10 times what? We have actually just 5. 5 to 0, right? So it's 5 minus 0 and again divided by 2. You calculate those two numbers, you get a consumer surplus and the producer surplus. So this one again, let me mark. It is this area. Let me change its color to red. Yeah, red is fine. The red triangle is the consumer surplus. It's this number. And then the producer surplus, start from here, above the supply curve, below the market price. Let me change the area, not area, the border into green. And the green triangle, is this one. Okay, that's for question 14. Let's look at question 15. When the market is efficient, there is no way to make some people better off without making other people worse off. Okay, that is talking about this market equilibrium, right? This market equilibrium. Let me make this one, the supply, a different color. In this market equilibrium, we say this equilibrium is efficient because basically everybody whose willingness to pay is above the market price. They can purchase, right? They can purchase. This is the market price. Make it green. All right, and whose willingness to sell below the market price, below the green line, they can sell. So everybody is happy, right? If we do further, if we change the situation, go beyond, make a line here at some different price level, make this one purple. Okay, at this level, will the seller be happy at this green price? No, they are not. These sellers are not happy. Will the buyers be happy at the green price? They are not happy. Okay, they are just buying at a higher price than their willingness to pay. Here, for these sellers, they're selling at a lower price than their willingness to sell. Neither party is happy. So in this situation, everybody is happy at a market equilibrium. At this market equilibrium, everybody is fine. Okay, this market equilibrium in the border, we are happy. All right. So that's the idea. Okay. If we do beyond this point, if we move this one, right, we move this quantity out to a higher level, we got to hurt somebody, right? Yeah, maybe somebody is happy here, but actually there's nobody become happier really at this in this situation. Okay, how about B? Okay, that's the efficient idea. Okay, in other words, if you can make some people better off, okay, and at the same time nobody gets worse off, right? You have some space to make someone happier without sacrifice the welfare on anybody else, then the market, we say that that situation is not efficient. There's space for improvement. Okay, that's the idea there. All right, how about B? Consumers who value buying a good the least are the ones who can purchase the good. These consumers, these consumers. Let me see where can I move it? Oh, here. These consumers who value the good least, right? They're not going to purchase, right? They don't really like it. They put a very little value on the good, less than how much it costs for people to produce it. So that is um, not an efficient situation, right? Okay. C. Producers whose willingness to accept a price above the market price can sell their good. Like here, still I need to move it. Not letting me. Alright. Like this place, right? They're if they can sell, they must take a very high price, right? If they they take a very high price, it means what? Somebody got to pay for that, and who's gonna pay? Um, Maybe these low valuation guys. It's not happening, right? It's both parties, at least one party is extremely unhappy if they pay at a very high price for something they value very little. Okay, so that is not efficient. And then D, there are ways to make everyone better off. If there's ways to make everyone better off, okay, there's space to make an improvement, right, without making other people worse off, then it's not efficient. We are not totally kind of utilizing our resources, fully utilize all the available resources and the technology. That is not efficient. It's underutilization. Okay, so efficient is a kind of a negative definition. It says no way. Okay, no way. You cannot do it. Okay, to make some people better off. You can improve the situation for some people without making other people worse off, without hurt other people. Okay, then you're at a boundary. You're at a boundary of fully utilization of your resources, and everything is as good as possible. Otherwise, then there is some way. If there's it's even if inefficient, if there's some way, right, to make some people better off without making other people worse off, then it's inefficient. Okay, that's question 15. That's question 11 to 15 for homework 4.